Hello everyone, welcome back to Auto Trend TV. I am your Viprajesh again from Ramani Volkswagen Coimbatore showroom today, and I am here with the new Volkswagen T-Roc Premium Crossover. The T-Roc is currently the sportiest offering from Volkswagen in the SUV segment and is also the second SUV offering from Volkswagen in India. The T-Roc is brought into India as a completely built import and hence competes against the likes of the Jeep Compass, the Tata Harrier and the MG Hector in terms of price and size. As you can see, the design is very sporty, unlike any traditional Volkswagen. It is from the sides where you can notice the coupe-like proportions. Now talking about features, of course, the Volkswagen T-Roc gets a single variant which comes as standard with all LED headlamps, LED DRLs which also double up as the indicators, and the design itself is very unique. However, the front fog lamps are regular halogen bulbs. It is from the three quarters that the T-Roc looks very aggressive and tightly designed. It looks unlike anything on the road, and with these snazzy looking 17-inch Mayfield design alloy wheels, the car looks even more handsome. Coming to other details, of course the T-Roc gets piano black finished ORVMs, while also getting a very premium stainless steel lining along the window line and the C-pillar, highlighting the coupe-ish design. The T-Roc being available in only one single variant in India also gets a dual tone roof option with various color choices. From the back as well, the T-Roc looks very good with all the sharp creases and clean lines. You can of course see the very sharply designed LED tail lamps with a clean and chunky looking tailgate and a beefy rear bumper. Just like the Volkswagen Tiguan Allspace, the T-Roc also gets 4 dual exhaust chrome tips which are just there for aesthetic appeal, whereas the actual tailpipe is located under the body. The Volkswagen T-Roc of course gets a reverse parking camera. However, the camera itself has been cleverly hidden inside and under the Volkswagen logo on the tailgate. However, the Volkswagen T-Roc comes as standard with front and rear parking sensors to help navigate through tight spaces. Coming to the roof, of course, the Volkswagen T-Roc gets the very same aluminium anodized roof rails similar to the Volkswagen Tiguan Allspace. Along with that, you can also see a shark fin antenna and a massive panoramic sunroof, which again improves the aesthetic appeal of the T-Roc inside and out. So that was all about the exterior design and details of the new Volkswagen T-Roc Premium Crossover. It is easily one among the best looking coupe crossovers in India. Now let's get inside the Volkswagen T-Roc to check out its comfort and features available. Yes folks, I'm right now inside the new Volkswagen T-Roc Premium Compact Crossover, and this is how the interior looks like. Now it may be quite similar to the Volkswagen Tiguan which I had already reviewed. However, this is a much smaller and much lower positioned SUV when you compare with the Tiguan Allspace. So let's talk about the features. First of all, you get the leather wrap steering wheel which is typical of Volkswagen quality, and of course you also get the flat bottom finish over here which is very sporty given the sporty claims of this compact crossover. Along with that, you can also see paddle shifters which are standard on the single T-Roc variant available in India, and you can also see steering mounted audio controls and Bluetooth telephony controls on the steering wheel on either side. So that is very nice. Coming to the instrument cluster, this is the very same virtual cockpit digital display seen on the Tiguan Allspace as well. In order to show you the instrument cluster, I have to turn on the power switch, and this is how everything looks when everything is turned on. Let me just turn on the infotainment system as well. So as you can see, everything is almost similar to the Volkswagen Tiguan Allspace because most of the buttons are similar and even the layout is exactly the same. You get dual zone automatic climate control along with heated seats. I don't know why heated seats are provided for India, especially such a hot country, but still they have provided heated seats just for the sake of it. So that's all about that. Now talking about the instrument cluster, as you can see, this is almost the same unit. It is not exactly the same one, it is almost the same one. It may not have all the features you may have seen on the Tiguan Allspace, but still it has most of the features. Of course, you get the view changing options similar to the Tiguan Allspace, so that you can change the layout according to your tastes and priority. Of course, you also get the very same details, including the fuel gauge on the right side, the engine temperature gauge on the left side. The speedometer and tachometer are in sort of analog layout in this view format. However, you also get a digital readout for the speedometer on the center of the speedometer dial itself, so that is nice. And this here at the center is overall consumption, the average mileage, so that is okay. The next thing, of course, if you change is assist systems, similar to the Volkswagen Tiguan. You also get audio display, Bluetooth telephony, vehicle status, and of course driving data, so on. So that is all about this. You also get typical settings similar to the Volkswagen Tiguan Allspace, so nothing new about this. It is very good to read even at night, given the blue color outlining for the dials, so that is very, very nice. Coming to the infotainment system, this here again is the similar, it is exactly the same infotainment system seen on the Volkswagen Tiguan Allspace, so nothing new here as well. You also get the proximity sensors, which as you can see offers you all the menu once you take your hand closer to the screen. Of course, you get all the settings similar to the Volkswagen Tiguan, except for the lack of certain features. However, this car gets as you can see Android Auto, Apple CarPlay and Mirror Link. You also get a reverse parking camera. I'm not sure if I can engage reverse. So as you can see, I have engaged reverse. This here is the display for the reverse parking camera, and this car also gets front parking sensors along with rear parking sensors. So that is nice. Now coming to other things, you also get air conditioner controls, which can be controlled through the touchscreen system itself. However, this does not have triple zone climate control. Instead, it has only 2-zone climate control, which means you can set different temperatures for the driver and the passenger separately. So that is nice. Of course, apart from that, you get Bluetooth telephony controls, vehicle data status, and everything as seen on the Tiguan Allspace itself. This car apparently also gets the Think Blue kind of screen over here, probably to judge your driving habits and your mileage which you are getting while driving this car, so that is okay. Apart from that, you can see other things such as vehicle status, so everything else is here. So this here is the vehicle status. You can even set various driver profiles similar to the Tiguan Allspace, including a guest driver, and you also have auto start stop included in this car, so you can even turn that off. So that is all about that. When you just press car, you get to the vehicle status menu. That is all. You get, of course, very good sounding speakers, and the overall audio quality is good as well. You even have the option of plugging in a memory card in this slot over here in the glove box, typical as of seen on the Volkswagen and Skoda cars. You also get a CD slot over here, so that is nice. Talking about the glove box itself, it is almost the same in size when you compare with the Tiguan Allspace. However, the T-Roc lacks any sort of felt lining in the glove box and even in the door pockets. The Tiguan Allspace at least had the felt lining in the door pockets, but the T-Roc does not have even that. So that is kind of a miss out for such a premium imported crossover, but still it is okay, it is fine. However, what is not okay is the absence of cruise control on such a premium imported crossover. As you can see, you get automatic headlamps. As you can see, you get automatic headlamps, you get automatic wipers as well. However, you do not get cruise control. Wherever you look at, there is no buttons, no options for cruise control. That is kind of a big miss out for such a premium crossover, especially given the fact that the buyers of the Volkswagen T-Roc could definitely want to go on longer highway drives, but they will not have the luxury option of a cruise control, which is kind of an absence point, but still it's totally fine. Coming to the climate control console over here, you also get heated controls. Just like I said, it is kind of weird to see heated seats in India, because India is a very hot country, but still it's okay. Probably people in Kashmir or Delhi will get to use these heated seats. That is all. And of course, above that, you get to see the front parking sensors button, and this here is the button control for the engine auto start stop, and this here at the center is the hazard button. So that is all. It is neat, easy to use, no fuss at all. Coming to the transmission lever console, this here is the very same 7-speed DSG dual clutch automatic transmission seen on the Tiguan, the Skoda Superb, the Skoda Octavia, and a whole other Volkswagen and Skoda cars. So this is expected to perform as good as them as well, so this is nice. Now coming to other details just behind the transmission lever, let me just take the transmission lever out of sight. This here is the engine start stop button, and behind that is a very large storage console which is quite deep. It has got even a felt rubber material so that whatever you place in here does not rattle or get scratched, and you also get a couple USB ports for charging, so that is nice. This here is a 12-volt charging socket which is kind of shaped
like a cigarette lighter, but it is not a cigarette lighter, which is kind of unique and weird in a sort of quirky manner. So that's all about that. This transmission lever also gets a separate sports mode and even manual modes to control the gear shifts, so that is nice. Coming behind, of course, you get the electronic parking brake along with auto hold function, typical of a premium crossover or an SUV. And these here are the keys for the Volkswagen T-Roc, and these are nothing special, I would say, because these also get flip keys in case the battery runs out or whatever emergency. This key also gets a lock, an unlock, and a center button for opening the trunk, so that is nice. You also have the central control of all the windows, which can be operated using the remote itself, so that is also very, very nice, typical of Volkswagen premium car, so that is nice. And coming to the armrest, of course, this surprisingly is adjustable for sliding and even height. As you can see, it is adjustable for variable levels of height, which is really, really nice attention to detail and quality. The quality is also amazing. It is beautiful, it is soft, it is the exact same Vienna leather seen on the seats. Of course, the seats get Vienna leather, which is properly premium. They are beautiful to look at and beautiful to sit in as well. Inside the armrest, you get decent amount of storage. It is not very large, but still it is actually decent, just like that. So that was all. Talking about the seats, of course, there is another missing feature on the Volkswagen T-Roc, given the fact that it is an imported premium crossover, and that is power adjustable seat. Even the driver's seat gets manual controls. Even though these are 8-way adjustable, you get only manual controls for the driver's seat as well. As you can see, you get the ratchet mechanism for the reclining. You get the typical levers for height adjusting, and you also get a lumbar adjust lever on the side. Despite being such an imported crossover, I think that Volkswagen have not imported the top spec variants of the T-Roc. They have cut costs by importing the mid-spec variant of the T-Roc to India. So that is kind of partial, I would say, but it's okay for most of the people. It's okay, fine. And of course, talking about the headlamps, this car also gets front and rear fog lamps along with automatic headlamps setup as well. So that is nice. Talking about the driver door, you get the very same high quality leather padding on the armrest and even on all the doors, as you can see. However, when you compare with the Tiguan Allspace, you do not get soft touch materials on the dash top. These are actually the same materials seen on the Volkswagen Polo and the Vento, so these are hard, scratchy. Even though they are good in quality, they are not soft to touch and feel, which kind of grabs away the high quality feel this car provides. So some things Volkswagen needed to have focused. So of course you get all 4 one-touch up and down power windows, which also can be controlled through the car's remote key itself. And you also get heated ORVMs, as you can see, which is really very nice. And these are of course auto fold ORVMs. Coming to the roof, you get electrochromic IRVMs similar to the Volkswagen Vento, the Skoda Rapid in terms of design. These are not frameless as seen on the Volkswagen Tiguan Allspace, but still these work fine and are actually okay. And coming above, you get the controls for the interior lights. As you can see, the interior lights are all LED, which is very, very good and which has to be LED for such a premium crossover. And you also get a panoramic sunroof, which is properly massive in terms of size. However, it is not as big as the Tiguan Allspace, because the Tiguan Allspace is a much larger 7-seater SUV. Let me just open the sunroof. It is, as you can see, a one-touch sunroof, similar to all cars which have panoramic sunroof. So it lets in a lot of light. The cabin immediately becomes much more airy and bright. Despite being an all-black cabin, it helps in providing you a much cooler air when you are driving through cleaner areas or hilly areas. So that is the main purpose of the sunroof. That was all about the front part of the cabin of the Volkswagen T-Roc Premium SUV. Let's just get to the back seat to check out the space, comfort and features. Yes folks, I'm right now in the back seat of the new Volkswagen T-Roc imported premium crossover of Volkswagen. And this is how the dashboard looks like from the rear seat. It is a bit quirky and more fashionable when you compare with the Volkswagen Tiguan all-spaces interior, but still for India the T-Roc lacks a lot of features. So that's all about that. Let's talk about the rear seats now. As you can see, the seats are very comfortable by themselves, because these are actually caved out seats for the side passengers. However, the center seat is actually a bit higher, and it makes kind of difficult for the middle passenger. And further making life difficult for the center passenger is this massive floor hump, which is there for, I don't know, for no purpose at all. The T-Roc for abroad markets gets an all-wheel drive system, but the Indian T-Roc lacks that. But still, you get this massive hump, which is kind of unnecessary. It's fine, okay, I cannot do anything for that. Now, talking about the rear seats, of course, you get just about decent amount of legroom and decent amount of footroom. The legroom and overall space, even the headroom, is comparable to any premium hatchback in the Indian market, say for example the i20 or even the Tata Altroz. The space is just about decent. You can do a certain amount of journeys in this car, but it won't be very comfortable and it won't be massively spacious. However, in terms of additional comfort, you get rear AC vents as standard, which is a nice thought, and you also get a 12-volt charging socket for your charging. So that is all. However, I think Volkswagen could have at least provided a USB charging port for the rear passengers, which is kind of a miss out again, but still it is okay. What is not a miss out, as you can see, is the availability of 3 adjustable headrests for the rear seat passengers. Even though the middle passenger may not have a very comfortable journey, he or she will easily get a good amount of safety using these adjustable headrests and the triple point seat belt, which is standard for all passengers in this car. So that is nice attention to safety. And this here is the massive armrest of the rear seat in the Volkswagen T-Roc. And as you can see, these are adjustable using these sort of tabs for adjusting the cup holders in this car. As you can see, if you adjust, you can even get a separate slot for your mobile phone to place it over here. And the internal lining is made of rubber so that it does not get scratched. So that is nice. A good point is that this car gets a ski hatch similar to the Skoda Karoq. You get a ski hatch where you can load longer items while also having couple rear passengers. So that is nice. And that was all about the rear seats. You of course get individual LED lighting for all the passengers, which is nice. And the rear bottle holders are also very large, so that they can easily fit a liter of bottle. So that is fine. Overall, it seems like a decently spacious crossover with good amount of comfort. However, the space and overall features seem to have been cut out for costs, maybe because this itself is a completely built unit in terms of import and attracts a lot of tax, import tax. So let's just talk about the boot right now.
Before I show you the boot of the Volkswagen T-Roc, I would like to talk about the safety features. The Volkswagen T-Roc gets a whole host of safety features including 6 airbags, ABS with EBD, all-wheel disc brakes, electronic stability program, traction control, hill hold control, brake assist with electronic brake prefill, 3-point seat belts for all passengers, active front seat headrests, engine immobilizer with smart key access, along with electronic parking brake and auto hold. Before popping open the boot of the Volkswagen T-Roc, I would like to show you the reverse parking camera, which is located right under the Volkswagen logo at the back. As you can see, it is a clever, neat touch so that only when the reverse gear is engaged, the reverse camera will be coming out. The T-Roc is the only Volkswagen car in India to get this feature. Of course, just like the Volkswagen Polo, you have to pull up the Volkswagen logo to open the boot. And once you open the boot, you get up to 445 liters of boot space, which as you can see is very easy to load and very square to use. You also get some very well thought out tie down points and hooks on either side of the boot, which can come in very handy while shopping. And apart from the ski hatch which I already showed you, the Volkswagen T-Roc also gets 60-40 split folding rear seats, which can liberate a whole lot of luggage space by folding down the rear seats. Pressing the button release on the shoulders of the rear seats are very easy to reach and use, and as you can see, you can easily get a completely perfectly flat floor, which can be easily utilized for loading larger luggage. Under the boot floor, you get a 16-inch steel spare wheel which is wrapped with 205 section Goodyear tire, which is good for temporary use up to 80 km per hour. The jack and other necessary toolkit are available in the spare tire area itself. Additionally, there is also a yellow boot lamp provided on the right side. Going ahead to close the boot of the Volkswagen T-Roc, you get to see a slot where usually the button for the power tailgate usually will be located. This feature sadly is not available on the T-Roc in India. So now let's check out the engine bay of the new Volkswagen T-Roc. Opening the rather heavy bonnet of the new Volkswagen T-Roc, you get to see the very same 1.5-litre 4-cylinder turbocharged TSI petrol engine, which produces 150 PS of maximum power and a torque figure of 250 Nm through a 7-speed DSG dual-clutch automatic transmission. The T-Roc, being based on the Skoda Karoq, carries forward the exact same engine and transmission option as well. So this engine, as we already know, is very refined, very powerful, and can also be very good fun to drive, especially on this smaller T-Roc. However, for such a premium crossover, Volkswagen could have provided a hydraulic strut for the rather heavy bonnet instead of the typical bonnet prop. So that was all about the engine of the Volkswagen T-Roc. Now let's talk about the pricing and conclude this review. So that was a detailed review of the new Volkswagen T-Roc premium crossover, which is also the second SUV offering from Volkswagen in India. Going by Indian SUV standards, the T-Roc may not have the presence of, say, the Tata Harrier or even the Jeep Compass. It also seems to miss out on some basic features which even the Volkswagen Polo offers, such as the cruise control. And of course, it is not as spacious as even the Hyundai Creta or the Jeep Compass. However, the Volkswagen T-Roc offers what the others do not. The T-Roc offers a very sophisticated engine and transmission combo, while also offering some seriously premium features such as the virtual cockpit digital cluster and the reassuring quality feel of Volkswagen. If you want a cool coupe-ish looks along with the exclusivity of an imported German car, the Volkswagen T-Roc is the only available option for you, especially in this price segment. So meanwhile, this is Viprajesh signing off. See you on another video. Thank you for watching.